It's 24 bank accounts. All right, there's been a lot of accusations towards the Nigerian government as it affects uh, relationships with terrorism. We have heard these allegations from neighboring African countries for years, right from the administration of Muhammadu Buhari. Our country, it has happened in the past, but not as often as we have seen these accusations go around. From the emergence of the APC government in Nigeria, there has been accusations from its onset of having affiliations with terrorism and sponsoring it. In fact, during the NSAS protest, there was an open confrontation about people calling out other northern elites for being sponsors of said Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in the north. Now, I remember Muhammadu Buhari also admitting at some point that some of the people in his government were sabotages and might be in cohorts with some of these people. And we've had these threats going around, but it's come back full force from Niger Republic with their CFO complaining bitterly to the press that Nigeria is in collaboration with the French to cause havoc in her country. And this information has a lot of people into a lot of weird corners and weird situations. But so far, the EFCC has the go-ahead of the court to freeze 24 bank accounts in relations to this alleged terrorism financing that's been going around. Now, moving forward, FG's borrowing drive up money supply 51% to 108.96 trillion naira. There is no amount of English language. There is no amount of nibbling and twisting and arranging that will make sense or will justify the fact that we are borrowing at such speed and at such recklessness. You cannot justify this borrowing. It doesn't make sense. Whoever is trying to justify this, maybe you're trying to assuage the people perhaps, but this is not the solution to our problem in relations to our finances and our economic value as a nation. Borrowing has never been the solution. It will never be. All right? It will never be. How can you be happy that because you've borrowed, it's driven up your money? Are you serious? It's driven up your money supply. This is good news. All right. Moving forward, U.S. farmers fret over Trump's deportation plans. Of course, who is going to work the farms? But yeah, deportation, they seem to be taking it seriously. So I hope that our brothers and sisters who might be in the United States at the moment, they are cleaning up what needs to be cleaned up. Please, if you don't want to come home yet, I hope that your documentation and your papers are what they should be. Let's not get into trouble, okay? With the new guy. Not so new, but you know. Moving on, how hackers can steal your car with camera phones. Experts warn. So during this festive period, you might want to check out that information and see if there's something in it for you. All right, Anambra security broken down irretrievably, says Father Ebube Monso. Okay, let's take that again. Anambra State security on each other is crazy. So I don't know, is this really true? If you know what's going on in Anambra, or you have a different experience, or you think the insecurity there is gotten worse, please do call in and let us know how you feel about these headlines we are reviewing this morning. All right, moving on. Nwifuru vows to restore peace to warring Effium communities. All right, that is very good, Your Excellency, but I'm also hoping to hear that you've addressed the issue of protesting teachers in your state. whom your government is threatening to arrest and persecute if they continue to protest non-payment of salaries from the month of October, November, and December 2024. Your Excellency, please do look into the situation of these poor teachers. All right, moving on. Akpabio seeks continued support for Tinubu amid economic crisis. Um, all right, I'm trying to think. If you wanted Nigerians to vote APC or vote this government in 2027, on what grounds? Are we going to be honest for a moment? On what grounds? Or there is a different plan as to how to achieve this supposed support? Because I don't see why this Christmas has been unbelievably shocking to most Nigerians who half of their expectations were not met. I will continue to say this. There are a lot of you out here who are trying to present a front that we are doing great, that despite all this happened. Yes, I get that ideology, but please, don't you for a minute, don't you for a moment assume that while a few of us might be able to stay on top of things, a larger number of us were not able to understand this year at all. The experiences of this year were not good to a good number of us. And this Christmas period, this festive season was not the best that most of us have seen. You must admit that. So while we are going around claiming that it's all good and all the wonderful things are happening back here at home, please remember that while you are telling that story that might look like a lie, remember that if you tell a lie for too long, it will become true. And then we will be believing in a society that is delusioned, that doesn't tell itself the truth. There are poor people around you. Look at your communities. There are poor people there. While you're making your big parties and bringing your rich friends to your communities, please do look around. There are poor people that need your help, that need you to extend some of your kindness to them. Let's not build a society that caters to just only a certain group of people. It will be such a shame to our nationalism. All right, that's my two piece on that. Moving forward, Peter Mbah Commission's 300 million naira remodeled hospital in Enugu State. Well done, Your Excellency, and congratulations on the commissioning of the remodeled hospital in Enugu. We do need these amenities. Thank you very much. Now, moving on, okay, that's as much as we should grab from Vanguard this morning. Let's see if there are some other interesting stories that we can pick up. Let's go to the Daily Post. Open grazing months after Wike's threats. Cows roam the FCT roads freely. Now you know who is boss. Now you know who's boss. So demolitions and taking back properties and things like that can happen. But open grazing, for some reason, for some for some unbelievable reason, is something that cannot stop in Nigeria. I don't know why we think that open grazing is the best we can come up with. Aren't we too old to still be doing this? Why don't we have cattle ranches like every other normal person, every other normal country, every other thinking person? Because it's better for business. It makes a whole lot of sense. You can't make these things up. So why do we live in a system that just refuses to work? Oh yes. It just refuses to do anything that is good, anything that is right. We just manage to be able to do so many other stupid things in this country, except when it comes to doing just one good thing. What is so difficult about setting up these ranches and actually have these cows move into them? and have their owners pay rent and pay. There's a whole system. You can create an entire new employment system with creating ranches in this country, but no, you'd rather these cows are grazing our farms and these herders are causing havoc in our communities, and we're hearing these stories left, right, and center. I don't know how it makes sense to continue to deal with this herders situation with farmers, with you seeing what they are doing, and it's terrible. They're harassing villagers, burning farms down to the ground. They're causing all kinds of havoc in communities, and you keep quiet. And even in our FCT, the cows roam freely. I'm not doing it. All right, moving forward. Okay, analysis and of course summaries about the year in focus from different angles. All right, today we're going to see New Year messages coming from different quarters of the nation, throwing ideas, throwing analysis, and trying to summarize the year. All right, so you can also do that here if there are some peak moments that you think that needs reminding, then you must share with us. Or if you have any comments or contributions you need to share with us on any of the headlines that we're calling out this morning, please do go ahead and share your thoughts with us. The numbers are 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570 8347 and you will be a part of the program. All right, over independence on oil wells will make Nigeria vulnerable, says Speaker Abbas. Now, that advice is not for us. You all talk to yourself. You all should be speaking to yourselves. But apparently, that oil money seems to be all that there is, to all that there is. So, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Speaker Abbas, Yusuf, what he's saying, is there truth in it? Or can we actually over-depend on our oil and still do good? Or are we going to run out? What are we doing wrong? Wow. Moving forward, Tinubu, not right man to rule Nigeria. Osibanjo is visionary, he says Ojudu. Okay. All right. That's fantastic. So Osibanjo it is. Osibanjo it is for Ojudu. Okay, so apparently we've thrown away the system where it's rotated. It's naturally, yeah, obviously this is a Muslim ticket, so apparently it doesn't matter if there are any ratios to whatever it is. It could just be anybody. All right, I guess we've developed, that's a character development on our political part. So we've come out from a place where it's regional and then it gets to get to you after I try. So now it's just anybody. It's no longer you pick a Muslim president or a Christian a deputy. No, you don't pick a Christian president and pick a Muslim vice president. No. So now you can just do whatever you want. So I hope the Christians get to a point where they get a chance to probably do a Christian ticket. Maybe two Igbo men as president and vice. Who knows? Maybe anything can happen. But that's from Ojudu this morning. Now let's see if there are more interesting things to pick up from the news. Anambra is under siege. Lawyer Ejiofor reacts as gunmen kill security operatives and civilians. Apparently things are not good in Anambra. I don't know why sometimes the media seems to underreport some of the things that are happening in the East, and it's not okay. The things that are happening here needs to be widely reported so that we can curb these things, except we have other agendas. I don't know why we wouldn't want this information to get out there. All right, but we will always try our best to make sure that our voices are heard, and that is what we will continue to do. All right, while we are celebrating, these people are constantly worried about elections, past and present. 2023 election, not voting Osinbajo is like losing Awolowo for a second time. Ojudu continues to reiterate. Has the campaigns already begun? We don't know, but something's obviously in play. Moving forward, Osi Bajo, Tinubu outsmarted Buhari to become Nigeria's president, continues Ojudu. Buhari laid solid foundation for Tinubu, says Joe Ibokwe. All right, Buhari is not visionary. Babafemi Ojudu continues. He must have gone on a rampage right there. Politics is not an enmity. Okay, Mwifuru on attending Labour Party lawmakers events. All right, that's the much we can pick up from the Daily Post this morning. You can comment on our YouTube page. It's High Voltage News. Please like, comment, and share. You can also call us live in the studio as well to be a part of the program. Call our number, send us a text message or a WhatsApp message, and you'll be able to be with us live in the studio here this morning. All right. Okay, let me quickly take you to the Punch newspaper and tell you that Warri Refinery marketers project price drop as production resumes. All right, despite the Dangote slash and that of the NNPCL, especially in Abuja, uh, petroleum continues to sell for 1,000 plus. It's not as much as it used to be when it was 100 and 1,100 plus. It's below 100 and it's below 1,100 at some places. But we are actually expecting to see more drops, all right? Now the Warri Refinery has resumed production. How about the Port Harcourt Refinery? Whatever happened to it? Is it still working? Is this one of those stories that you have told us before? Because this is exhausting. We don't want to keep hearing all of these beautiful story heads, and at the end of the day, someone comes out and tells us it's not what it seemed to be. It's disappointing. It's heartbreaking, and every time it happens, nobody says anything. Nobody's held accountable. All right. Dashed hopes. How local refineries fail to curtail rising petrol prices, right under the first headline that I read to you. So if we're having more refineries resume production and they're churning them out in good numbers, why don't we still have the reduction that we're hoping for? Because it seems just as a certain sector in the oil market seem to be reaping. It doesn't seem to be like a general business. Right? So are we going to be the greatest losers when it comes to the Nigerian oil market? That is the people. We continue to lose every day. This attitude towards one's country is not okay, if you ask me. All right, moving on. Wike's camp protests as Fubara presents budget to three-man assembly. The story in Port Harcourt continues to get even hotter in Port Harcourt. A three-man assembly? There's a lot going on in Rivers State. Is this legit? Is this legal? Is he allowed to do that? And with the way the federal government is treating Fubara and Rivers State, whoa, what's going to happen? Right? So we're listening, we're looking out. We will keep you updated as we find them. All right. Federal government votes 53 billion naira for 103 foreign missions renovation. All right. 53 billion naira for 103 foreign missions renovation. Federal government votes. All right. Moving on, Shehu Sani seeks recognition of Nigeria's freedom fighters. Moving on, Indonesian, Nigeria deepening defense counterterrorism collaboration with its envoy. Okay, that's it. That's good. Not bad at all. All right, that's from the newspaper headlines this morning. Let me quickly take you to our investigated stories and quickly update you on what's going on there. The restart of the Warri refinery today brings joy Let me also tell you that this is the president's speech as regards the Warri refinery. So you might want to listen in case you didn't catch up with the president's opening commissioning speech for the Warri refinery. Now, the restart of Warri refinery today brings joy and gladness to me and Nigerians. This will further strengthen the hope and confidence of Nigerians for a greater and better future that we promised. This development is a remarkable way to end the year following the feat recorded earlier with the old Port Harcourt refinery. I am equally happy that NNPC Limited is implementing my directive to restore all four refineries to good working conditions. I congratulate Mele Kiari and his friends and team at NNPCL for working hard to restore our national pride and make Nigeria a hub for crude oil refining in Africa. With the Warri refinery now operating at 60% capacity, my administration's comprehensive plan to ensure energy sufficiency and security is entirely on course. I urge the NNPCL to accelerate repair work on Kaduna Refinery and second refinery in Port Harcourt to consolidate Nigeria's position as a global energy provider. And so goes the press statement. Now, Nigeria is still buying petroleum at 1,000 naira and above, but apparently the people at the top don't seem to see that as a problem. So we are going to become oil refining gurus, supplying oil to Africa and making sure everybody is okay except the actual Nigerians whom should be benefiting from all of this goodness. Such a sad tale. All right, moving in. President of Senegal, we will close all foreign military base in the country. It will not be the first African country to make this declaration. So many African countries have made this declaration, shutting down foreign military base in their countries. So I don't know, but we seem to be welcoming more foreign associations in the recent past. So I guess we have a different plan from these other African countries. Sheyi Tinubu reviewing Guard of Honor is gross violation of military tradition, says Atiku and Bode George. Now, I'm not military, so I don't know how this works, but again, this headline had been in the story from yesterday. Questions still going on for Sheyi Tinubu. How does a non-military person receive? Is it okay? I know that people receive these honor awards from institutions and agencies alike. So for the president's son, I guess perhaps he might be worthy of it. But a lot of people are countering that guard of honor for Sheyi Tinubu, the president's son. All right, let's move forward and tell you that in the matter of GT Bank's persecution of poor bloggers, Law and Society magazine by Chidi Anselm Odinkalo. I think I told you about this story where the GT Bank had gotten two bloggers arrested for reviewing their activities and making comments and reviews about their service to their Nigerian customers. You see, this is a classic example of oppressive elites capturing the criminal process for destructive purposes against poor citizens. And I must tell you, the arrant disregard for human rights in this country is transcending so much that companies and institutions are beginning to adopt it. They are beginning to adopt it. I mentioned the Eri School to you the other day. about how this man locked up a woman, a pregnant woman, for making reviews about his products. So, are we such people we cannot tell each other when we are wrong? Are we now living in such a lawless nation? We can't call out uh, politicians and tell them you've done wrong. You write about a governor and say so had happened in your state, and you probably kept quiet and you didn't say anything. And instead of these governor to probably try to fix the problem that these people are complaining about, you leave the object and begin to chase a shadow. I don't understand why we do that here. Is it performativeness? Why do we do that? Because if I meant for things to be okay, if you told me I wasn't doing things properly, I would probably seek to find another way to make it all right. But if I'm not doing something right, and you try to call my attention to it and I begin to fight you, then I'm purposely doing what I'm doing for a reason. So it's probably not a mistake anymore. I'm probably not doing my job for a reason. If you are the enemy in the story, if I have to fight the messenger, that means I have an ulterior motive. So we're seeing people being charged with terrorism and trying to attack an entire nation because they participated in hunger protests and waved flags. So I'm just saying, if everybody can just do their side of the job, if you did your part of the job and I did my part of the job, I guess we could have like a consensus. But so far, we're still running around pointing fingers at each other and nobody's taking responsibility. Right? So if you do a bad service, why can't I talk about it? Why don't you learn your lesson? Why do you fight me because I said you did a bad job? So do we live in a nation where criticisms are not allowed? We don't have human rights anymore. It's okay to lock up people because they said things you don't like. We have as institutions as big as the Nigerian police saying things like if you abuse someone on the internet and it's a jailable offense. Are you people serious? Are these your concerns? When do you start caring what I say? Especially when it's not insightful. It's just the truth. It's the truth. Why do you have a problem with the truth? And if you have a problem with the truth, why don't you fix the reason why the situation is the way it is? Why do you have to attack me for noticing that something is wrong? Why am I under attack for telling you or for calling your attention to something that is very wrong? So if we want to live in an environment where we can't hold anybody to accountability, we can't have consequences to bad behavior, then we might as well all go to hell. Because where would we be able to control our environment? How can we teach our children values when the things we say in our performance does not equate to what our children are seeing? Our children are seeing lack of conscience in the society. They are seeing lack of consequence in the society. So you can get away with anything. So now you're complaining they are doing Yahoo, they are doing this, they are doing that because they've been watching. Good morning.
Very good morning.
Greetings to you.
Yeah, just to
You're welcome.
maybe put aside sentiment.
Okay.
If you lay any accusation against any person, it's left for you to go and prove it. You should prove it.
Accusation.
Yes. If
What?
there is anything that you
Okay.
said, if the person chooses to arrest you, you
Okay.
prove that it is
Okay.
left for you to go to court and defend it.
Arrest you for making an accusation. Okay.
Let
Okay.
us be fair. Hmm?
Mm.
If you say that bank did something to you, which is
Okay.
wrong, and you lay the accusation on them,
Mm.
you should be able to prove it. You should be able to prove it. So there's
Okay.
nothing wrong in them arresting you. It's now left for you to prove that your allegation, whether it's wrong. wrong or right.
Okay,
But
so you believe it to be an allegation.
it sounds as it has not been substanted.
Okay, but did you ever hear about the GT challenge that some people experienced in the country not very long ago?
That's what I'm telling
Okay,
you
okay,
now. You
okay.
have to come up with evidence.
All right.
You have to come
Okay,
up
so
with evidence.
okay, you're saying it's
See,
not wrong to arrest the person.
it's not wrong. You have
Okay.
to come. You have to prove your
Mm.
allegation, whether it's wrong or right. See, there was a case of a lady who said he bought a tomato and so thing.
Yeah, the Erisco situation.
I
Yes.
experienced it, but you know our courts.
Okay.
I experienced that thing in that
Mm.
type product.
Yeah.
But if you look at our judiciary,
Mm.
is this something that you go there? Can you be able to prove it?
So what we're supposed to do is walk. We can't review products we're buying with our money. Like we're we're completely that helpless in the country.
You are
Is what
completely
you
helpless.
okay?
You can't. I
All
bought
right.
that product myself, and I experienced what that girl said, and everything the girl said was true.
I actually experienced that
It was
particular
true.
product.
That not only that I I throw it away, but can I be able to, can even if I'm be able to prove it, then can the court admit what my evidence are? That's left for another thing because you are dealing with a corporate organization, which you know you don't have the muscle power they have. And in Nigeria, we respect money so much.
Hmm.
We respect
So
money.
there's nothing like a consumer protection,
What
customer
are they doing?
protection.
Has
There is
has it
nothing that protects you as someone who is purchasing things from these producers and
maybe
manufacturers.
maybe I wrote a petition to consumer protection agency.
Mm.
They said they will get back to me. It's getting to 4 years now. 4 years, they didn't get back to me. So what they do is that they will call the next the person and tell the person that so person complain about you, and they will come and meet them, and the case dies down. It dies naturally.
Mm.
So that is what the country we are. I wrote a petition to them and even called their number. I said everything. They said I should do this and do that. I did. It's getting to 4 years. Nobody called me. And I was expecting all the while I was expecting calls on my phone.
Mm.
On my phone. But I didn't get any call up to now.
So why do we complain? So wait a minute, sir. So since we are this comfortable with our situation, since everybody gets it, why do we complain that our young people are not well behaved? Or we complain, we say the Gen Zs, they do this, do that. Why do we do that? Why do we say that?
Just like I told you yesterday, our politicians driving on the road, all these our high ranking people driving on the road.
Mm.
I even saw one yesterday, the security men were with cane.
Oh yes, they usually have
I saw them
canes,
with cane. What
armed,
are you dealing with animals?
apparently.
That even if somebody block your way, can't you even tell that person?
Oh
At
no,
least
no, no! You have to
we learn manners.
harass, beat
We learn manners
people
in
so they
school.
can, yeah.
Why should you beat the person?
They
Why
say
should
it's
you
the
beat the
only
person?
way you
Because
people
you block your way.
respond.
Don't you have manners then? Can't you say excuse?
And of
So
course, it's okay for people who are powerful to break traffic rules and laws all over
they
this
do
country. It doesn't matter
I tell you
which one
they
of
do
them.
that. If I happen to be the president, this is the one thing I will stop. I will stop it. This breaking of law, you break traffic. Do you know that they don't obey traffic law?
No, they don't.
They don't.
They
And
don't.
when you disobey traffic law, a MOT will come on you. But when a MOT saw them, they even give them pass.
Oh yes, they are the special citizens of the
Then
country.
why do you go with security? Why do you go with siren when you are afraid of your life? To that extent that even if with all this bodyguard and everything, you are still afraid of your life. Poor man may enjoy it.
Oh,
Poor man,
the poor man. The poor. Are you sure?
poor man they enjoy you. I'm telling you,
Are
poor
you
man
sure?
enjoys freedom.
Why? What freedom?
We enjoy freedom because
What? What?
I can walk out tomorrow, I can come out at any time.
Do they? But that's the problem. Do you think they care that they can't walk freely? You think that is their problem? You think they have a problem with not walking freely?
They have a problem with that. I'm telling you, they like to see.
I don't. I don't think so.
Most of the things we do, they
Mm.
love doing it, but they are doing it.
I really deep inside, they might
You
say
know,
they might say they like
Fayose,
doing it,
you know
but
Fayose,
deep inside.
you know Fayose,
Hmm.
you normally stop and eat that tuka.
Yes, that's like a one-time thing. Who says he wants to do that every day
And,
of his life?
and people were discrediting him. Why should you do that? Why should you are something? You are
That's
dishonoring.
for him. That's like an adventure. He's not going. He will not trade you that position in 100 years. There's nothing that will make him want to choose that situation to be a normal thing. That's the
And
truth of the matter.
maybe
Mm? Mm?
they talk on a street now going there.
Who says they don't get to eat oka? They get to eat oka. It's just that they are not willing to trade it with you. They might want to eat it outside, but they are not willing to still trade.
Maybe there is joy in pricing a goose.
That's
There is
for
joy
that's
that
for
a trader tells you 200 and you price 100
I
naira
think
and
you I
you
think
do
you're I
shakara.
think you're
That
spelling
shakara you do something.
you're spelling enjoyment wrong, Justice. I think you're
No, see,
I think you're
maybe,
spelling enjoyment wrong.
maybe,
Have you heard of ordering online? Like you don't even have to actually move.
maybe
Have
have
you
you
heard
not
of
wait,
that?
wait, wait. And people were dragging you to come and buy something.
Oh my
And you
God.
feel you're on top of the world.
I really don't like that. I think maybe because you're a man, you enjoy it, but as a woman, I really don't like the way the people in
I
the
enjoy it.
markets, the
I will not look
people.
for the special person to buy.
You see
And I will do
why?
that when I'm coming out. Those people who look their face the other way, I don't care. I've already bought my goods. So there is
Mm,
joy in those things, but they
wow.
don't, they can't. So that is the difference between us and them. We just say a poor man enjoys freedom that they don't enjoy. Earthly, what can I say? So
Mm,
emotionally, most of us, it's only that we have one problem why their phone are too numerous. Maybe
mm.
happy new year in advance.
Happy New Year in advance. I'll
Uh,
see you
please send
tomorrow
my greetings
morning.
to all their apps.
We
They
will.
manage
We will. We will.
they
We
did an
will.
amazing,
Thank you.
amazing day.
Thank you so
They
very
love you
much.
guys.
Love you too. Thank you for being here for us the whole time. Do have a beautiful New Year celebration ahead, everyone. Ibala said this poverty and the wealth something. We are going to have a conversation about it because it seems everybody is looking at it from a very different perspective. It's good to hear Justice's perspective about poverty and perhaps not having money and freedom, to do what you want. Good morning.
No, good morning. I have come to go to Kizzy.
Compliments to you too.
Yeah, the market is calling from Enugu.
Vin
Yeah,
Martins, you're
yeah,
welcome.
my dear sister. Yeah, I heard about the Warri refinery working now. Or refinery working. You know, that,
Yes, the president said it's functioning at 60% capacity.
that's very interesting.
Hmm.
I want to say that right from the one, the president Azimov,
Okay.
he took charge and handled subsidy and told Nigerians that we're going to experience economic hardship. We should have patience with him,
Mm-hmm.
and things will get better.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nigerians have done their best by expressing that patience and restraint
Okay.
for Mr. President.
Okay.
And I want to equally employ him tomorrow, January 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the region of the music has changed. The president should change his dancing steps so that Nigeria should start benefiting from good governance and democracy. Now that we have expressed fair throughout the period he told us to express fair, we have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that things are working from January 1, just like he did when he was appointed, he should just give us a broadcast,
Okay.
possibly reducing the price of fuel, giving us things that will change the status quo in this country. It's no longer the issue of we have to wait. That is a patient. That era has gone. I want you to take action from January 1 and tell us that the economy has improved and this we should start working. That is one. And secondly, the issue of Muslim ticket. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people continue to emphasize Muslim ticket, Christian ticket, Catholic ticket, Catholic Anglican ticket. That is, to me, it's antiquated and archaic. We should let people that are willing to govern, give us use of democracy, not just Muslim ticket. And people forgetting. That today we make reference to June 12th. June 12th, MK Abiola King ticket. That was purely Muslim ticket. The Afghan Democracy Day, June 12th, that was hinge on Muslim ticket. I don't know whether you remember that.
I'm with you. I'm waiting for you to finish.
Why are we today observing Democracy Day to hinge on Muslim ticket? So for me, Muslim ticket, Christian ticket, Catholic ticket, Catholic ticket is antiquated and archaic. We have to elect people that can press on and change the status quo and move the nation forward, not just based on ethnicity, religion, or otherwise.
Okay.
Are you with me?
All right. All right.
I want to wish you the best for 2025. You are doing very well, and your team.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Vin Martins. I like your perspective on things. Thank you so much for joining the program this morning. Happy New Year in advance. Thank you so much. You see how these things work. I also would not necessarily care where the people who run things come from. But I've realized that in our environment, people do care where people who are running these things come from. I also like that if we would put aside the ethnicity, the religion. I don't care for these things personally. I don't care for them, right? But apparently a lot of us do. And so far so good. It's modeling some of the experiences we're having here. All right? Because I mean, if we were to use common sense in the last election, maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation. But it does matter to most people that it's their religion or it's their tribe or things like that. And we're trying to also call Nigerians to development and self-awareness. We need people who actually love this country, because this is our country. We need people who love it, people who care for the people who live in this country and want them to survive. I think those should be our criteria for picking our leaders. Not that they have money, because I did hear that a lot during the last elections. It looks like our lives are worth so little compared to money. A lot of people in this country during the last elections emphasized on the wealth of the incoming president at the time, and emphasized how this wealth all of a sudden translates into good governance. I don't know how that comes to be. I don't know how it didn't pass for ideas, it didn't pass for credibility, it didn't pass for so many things that were in question during the last election. So what are our priorities as a country? What are the things we consider to be important to us? What's on our scale of all of this facade? What are our core values as a nation? And the result of these questions I'm asking is right in our faces. We're not being able to have a hold on anything that's happening in our country. Subsidy is paid, subsidy is not paid. We've been paying, we've not been paying. We will give subsidies, we will not give subsidies. We have created something. Oh no, it wasn't true. We didn't create it. It was a facade. What? Which one? Which one? If it was working, you would see it. I would see it. We will all feel it. We would know that something is really going on. And like my last caller just said, Vin Martins, he says that it is time that Nigerians has given these policies enough patience. From the time this administration began, you asked Nigerians to give patience and to give it time. Nigerians have done that. They have done that. The support has been massive about these reforms. But the president has been telling us last week how his friends were dumping their Rolls Royce and picking up Honda Accords. So I don't know if there are plans to better things by 2025. But so far, the Nigerian populace must understand that in our own little ways, we are compiling this experience we're having. We bring it together in all of our little activities. We bring it all together and we land ourselves in this situation. So this gives you something to think about. Think about what are the things that you value? What are the things that are your priorities? Consider yourself. Analyze yourself. It's a new year tomorrow. It's a brand new slate. Whatever you're going to do tomorrow is going to be on a brand new slate that is never seen before, never done before. So you have a chance to reevaluate your life, reassess yourself. As a nation, as individuals, you do that. Call yourself for a meeting by the end of today and realize the things that need to stay with you and the things that need to leave you alone so that you will have a good year in 2025. Okay? And that's how I would leave you this morning. Try to have yourselves a good day. Okay? It's New Year's Eve. Try to enjoy yourself. Try to spend time with family. And if you are prayerful, maybe you should do some praying tonight as well. All right? Have a good day and good morning to you.